I am Payton Jacobson. I'm 87 kilos Greco-Roman, and I'm on the Olympic team. I'm from Elkhorn, Wisconsin. Started wrestling when I was in first grade, and got into it. My dad asked me if I wanted to play basketball my first grade year, and after kindergarten, I really didn't want to play anymore because there was really no competitions, just drilling and passing. So I wanted to compete in some type of sport, and I used to do karate when I was real little, and we used to like compete with like sparring, and so I was already just very competitive kid. And then my dad would like bring me into karate classes. I would do like core in front of all the adults. Like I was 4 years old probably, just doing that kind of stuff. But yeah, he's been definitely a big influence. But one of the other reasons I got into it was my sister did gymnastics and her coach was Benji Peak's mom, and she was trying to get me to do wrestling for a very long time. So finally listened to her. They're really part of my family. I wouldn't have been able to do any of this without them. When I decided to go full-time Greco, I definitely asked them a lot of questions because Benji did it first, and he was like a big brother to me. And then I had to ask Kelly and Tony, like, how it's impacted them, because it's a group effort in order to reach this level. It was definitely hard to get away from folk style. Got a lot of hate for it, to be honest. And there was this school about 25 minutes away was opening up that was offering a full-time Greco program, 3 overseas trips on the year, and it was fully paid for. So it was hard to say no. Like a lot of kids were winning state that I thought I was better than, and we were kind of just in the shadows doing Greco, and people are like, "Why are you doing this?" So we got this Olympic dream. Maybe it'll happen. Maybe it won't. Like we're trying to reach these big goals, and yeah, made the Olympic team and hopefully on the way to a gold medal. I mean, it's been the dream since I've been 10 years old. My dad brought me to the trials in 2012 to go watch, and ever since then, that was when the dream really started to be an Olympian. You know, I remember watching Spencer Mango, and like he's not the tallest person, but I remember him just being so big, and he ended up winning that, making the team. I mean, Jordan Burroughs, obviously, he's the GOAT of American wrestling. I remember watching him compete there, and yeah, those are the two that I remember watching. But after the trials, we waited in the signature line till probably 2 a.m. or so, where all the Olympians had to, I can't imagine just making an Olympic team and having to stay till 2 a.m. But for me, it was super cool. I started practicing my signature immediately after that, and I mean, I'm truly blessed to be able to represent USA, and it's not just about representing them, it's about performing for the United States as well, going, getting a gold medal and doing everything I can to do that. After the December tournament, I went 77 there, and Christmas came around, and I like ate like I would on Christmas, like Christmas cookies, whatever, and I remember stepping on the scale. I was almost like 88 kilos. I was kind of fat though. I was like, man, I don't know, the 77 cut is gonna be tough. And I went out to Armenia, and none of the 77s were really wrestling me. They thought I was too big, and I was getting kind of annoyed by it. So I wrestled a lot of 87s, and I was doing pretty well with them. And then I was preparing for the Thor Masters, and with Benji going 77, we both wanted to make the Olympic team, so I didn't want to step on his shoes. So I was like, you know, it could be time to move up a weight class. And I had a lot of direction by my coaches, and they helped me make the decision, and ultimately just made the decision to go up. Moving up weight classes, I've been cooking more. I've been cooking steaks, sweet potatoes, and then I make myself a salad. The way I gained weight was trying to eat as healthy as I could so I wouldn't look like fat out there. So I've become a little bit of a cook, I'd say. Last year I wrestled Kikinu twice, and in the open he armed through me and teched me out, and I remember like my feet hitting the mat. We were on the stage, so it was super loud boom, and the crowd just went crazy, and I got teched out. And then a few weeks later, he gutted me out at trials, teched me real quick, and that really like motivates me quite a bit. Like whenever I'm struggling, like training-wise, I sometimes think of that moment. That really pumps me up. I never want to let something like that happen again.
Spencer went to go qualify the weight. What were you kind of thinking? I'm assuming you watched it.
You know, I was actually at Thor Masters. I didn't watch it live, but I remember waking up in the morning. I was very excited, actually. But I mean, I remember if he didn't get it done, I would have been like, well, I'm gonna have to try and get it done in last chance. Nothing I can really do. But yeah, I mean, Spencer did his thing, and actually Spencer just had me up in his hometown, Shugneck, Alaska, to help me get ready. Spencer's a great friend, great teammate, and also someone I look up to as pretty much an older brother. He helps me get ready for this, and yeah, I can't thank him enough for all he's done too. I remember they gave me the 7 seed. Gets you a little less pressure on the shoulders, but I really didn't take that as anything. I was just using a little more extra motivation. I mean, I've wrestled with almost everyone in the bracket, so I knew that no one was really gonna want to wrestle me. No one was gonna like put it on the line for 6 minutes against me. So I kind of took the underdog mentality. Benji kept telling me I was ready for it. I really didn't have the best technique, I didn't think, going into it. My drilling wasn't going very well, but I was just on full send mode pretty much. All my teammates helped. Like, we were all in a good mood going in. All at Northern Michigan, George Sykes, David Sapanian, Max Black, and Benji. We all were pretty excited and a good vibe going into trials. Worked hard enough, and it was just time to let it fly. Every time I'd walk out on the mat, slap my coach Parker Bett's hand and say, "Let's go," as loud as I could, get me hyped up for the moment. And then once the crowd came, I was pretty excited when I walked out there and the crowd was just packed. That was a really cool moment. I remember just going in the back warm-up area, and whenever I would win, Benji or Max would be like, "The 7th seed? The 7th seed?" I guess so. But yeah, I knew I wasn't, like, shouldn't have been the 7th seed. There's no way.
NMU was honestly my last choice. I didn't even want to go there. And I went there for a semester. I ended up falling in love with the school. I met some great, amazing people. One of our guys, shout out to Payton Jacobson, he just made the Olympic team, you know? So I was just going in that third match, I was thinking, like, if he can do it, I can do it, you know?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I was in Croatia at the time and I saw his interview pop up, and it was a pretty cool moment for me. Big brotherhood in there. We have a good time up there, work really hard together, and Andy's kind of like a father figure to all of us. Treats us well. Like, every day we warm up with like 6 minutes of soccer, play some good music, and we are in our own area. No one really comes up and bugs us, so like, we're doing our own thing. Like, I just kind of do my thing sometimes, just work hard in the room, and if people want to follow, they do so. I think I got to be a little better next year when I go back up there, though, into like speaking it into existence rather than just doing my actions, because some guys I feel like can perform a lot better. They just got to be like told to do a few things, or like, I got to tell them it's got to be on them more, because that's kind of how I felt like I got a lot better. That's what Johnny did a lot. He was always asking me, Bisic, Benji questions like every day, and made the U23 team. I think we're the hardest working team in America. But if we really want to grow Greco in this country, we got to start offering kids to wrestle Greco full year round. Because, I mean, kids love competing. They don't just like practicing. All the other countries, I feel like, put Greco first. I'd say more tournaments throughout the whole year, not just from April to June. We'd have to have Greco tournaments the whole year, just offer it the whole year. And if kids want to start training it more, then they'll start doing so. But if kids start specializing a little earlier, so like, I started full-time when I was 16, and it just developed me a little better, a little earlier. Like, these other countries, they're only wrestling Greco. So if we go back, wrestle Greco and folk style, it's just like, you're not, like, it's a completely different sport. We can't just wrestle folk style from November to May and then just do Greco for 2-3 months, and then people are just getting ready for folk style again, because that's all they really care about is the D1 programs. But if these kids start wrestling folk style or Greco a little earlier, like maybe like I did junior year of high school, senior year of high school, and then come up to Northern Michigan, they'll be developed a little better, and that's how we're going to start making these gains in this country. They're definitely on. I was just in Croatia with them for a few weeks, became good friends with them, and we're trying to become as much of brothers as we can, as we're going to be performing and going to war against the rest of the world. Yeah, it's going to be a pretty exciting process, and they're definitely a little older than me, so I try and take like the younger brother shoes in that format. But yeah, we try and all pump each other up while we're training, because it's definitely a difficult thing to, I mean, it's a lot on the mental, a lot on the physical. It's definitely a hard thing to get ready for these games, but I think if we try and support each other as much as we can, we'll perform out there. So yeah, I'm really excited to compete. And also, I mean, I've never been to Paris. That's gonna be cool. A lot of my family's coming, and I've never really competed in front of them before. Yeah, I'm excited for the opening ceremonies too. I'd like to meet some of the basketball players. I'd probably hoop on, to be honest. I don't know. I mean, I'm 5'6". I wouldn't do very well, but yeah, I'd like to meet some of the basketball players. That'd be cool.
Would you try snails, like in Paris?
Yeah, I'll try any food. When I was in Armenia, I was trying every food they would give me. I mean, you gotta try it once at least. Know if I like it or not. It might be kind of gross, but I'll try it. I mean, obviously the goal is to win gold, but I would say for me, I want to be out on the mat and knowing that I did all I could do to get myself ready, doing all that be in my best shape, best diet, but just best I can do to perform for the rest of my family, for my country, and put it all on the line. For USA, we're gonna be on top. That's what I've been saying. USA gonna be on top.